welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about my favorites for 2024. This is specifically makeup. There is one thing that is like a little bit more skincare related, but it was such a favorite this year that I had to include it in this video. Before I start, thank you guys so much for subscribing and supporting me. I know a lot of people on my channel are friends and family that have been supporting me, but I appreciate you watching me and, as I said, the continuous support. So thank you so much. I'm going to be talking about the product and why I liked it this year, why it stood out to me, and let's get into it. Starting with primer, these this year have been such a standout for me. The e.l.f. primer, this is the Power Grip primer, so good. It's sticky, it's grippy, anything can like stick to that and it will stay for the whole day. So this was definitely a huge standout. I actually just repurchased this during Black Friday because it was such a good product and it kept my foundation on the whole day. So we love that. And then the Refy Glow and Sculpt Face Primer. This is really nice because it kind of goes on as like a roller. And I honestly like these two together. So sometimes I'll put the Refy on first and then put the e.l.f. on my face, or I'll do these like on my cheeks and then I'll do this more on like my T-zone because shockingly that's where I get the most dry. So I will use these in conjunction together. So these were definitely two standout products. Moving on to foundation type products. So this is a skin tint that really stood out to me. This is the Saie Slip Tint. This is a tinted moisturizer. It also has SPF. This has worked so well with my skin. It is moisturizing, it's glowy, it's just enough coverage for my skin. It wears really well throughout the day. So this was definitely the top of my list this year. And then the IT Cosmetics Nude Glow Skin Tint Glow Serum. It also has SPF. This stuff was so good. I actually got this during Ulta's sale that they do, I think a couple times a year, but they have specific products every single day that are 50% off. I am on Ulta every single day looking at what is on sale, and I have purchased this one multiple times. I've kind of had to figure out my shade. With IT Cosmetics, it's hard for me to find like my specific shade. I lighten it up with like concealer and things, even though this is a little too dark for me. But I really like to apply this with my hands, and then don't even blend it in with a beauty blender until I get to concealer, and then I'll kind of like tap it in. I've noticed with the face primer and then putting the foundation on top, it sinks into my skin better and it wears better throughout the day. Also, I really just try to avoid using a beauty blender for my face products. It soaks up so much product and I like waste a lot of it. I try to use my hands when applying a foundation. My top two this year. Moving on to a concealer, I only have one. I've tried a couple this year. I don't really like to buy a ton of makeup, so this was the only one that really stood out to me. The Tower 28 Serum Concealer. This is so nice. It's lightweight. I have pretty bad dark under eye bags and they are dry and they crease easily, and this was the best concealer this year. I really like this doe foot applicator. It's flat on each side, it's thin, it's light, it doesn't get cakey, so that's why this one really stood out to me. All right, moving on to a powder. I have one, but actually now thinking about it, I do have another one that I've been using constantly and it's a drugstore favorite, so let me go grab it. More on the drugstore end, this is the Coty Airspun. This is such a good powder. The only thing I don't love about it is the scent. It smells a little rancid, but it keeps my makeup on all day. I can touch up throughout the day. It doesn't keep me shiny. Kind of messy. You just like lift it and then you just pour the powder into this lid here, but I really liked this one. My second face powder that really stood out to me was the Refy. This is the Skin Finish Water-Based Powder. I got this during the Sephora sale and I was like, water-based powder? I've never seen that before. Because I have dry skin, I was like, I need to try this because it said like skin-like finish. It's light, it's airy. A lot of Refy products I have really gravitated towards. I think it's mostly like packaging and their marketing and how everything's light and glowy, and I like to keep my skin like that. I don't really like to put a lot of makeup on. Grabbed this, so all you do is twist the top and then you lift this and then that's where the powder is. The first time I used this, I was really concerned because it felt wet when I applied it. So that really took me back. Sometimes I wash my brushes like a couple times a week, depending on how much I use it. And I was thinking, oh, did I like just wash this brush yesterday? Why is it wet? But then when I figured out that this is like water-based, I'm like, oh, maybe it's like supposed to be wet. After I reassessed of what I was putting on my skin, I was like, oh, I actually kind of like this. It wears well, it's natural, it's very glowy. This was the hardest category because if you know me, I always have a product on my lips. There were multiple standouts this year. The first one I'm gonna mention is the Sephora Collection Outrageous Plump Effect lip gloss. It doesn't really say a name on here, that's why I'm questioning myself. This is in the shade 1. Really like the doe foot on this. It smells nice, it's decently priced. Entering beauty era, me using my hand. It has like a little curve on it, which I really like because it kind of hugs your lip. It's a thicker consistency. It's a great like lip topper or to wear it by yourself. So I really like this, and the packaging's cute. My next one is the Kosas Wet Lip Oil. I love these lip oils. The unhooked lip oil. I really like this lip oil because it doesn't feel heavy on your lips. It wasn't sticky. Like when I did that with my lips, it didn't feel sticky. Loved it. Has really good pigmentation. Not that expensive. It was a favorite this year, for sure. My last product I'm gonna mention for the lips is the Rhode Peptide Lip Tint. I talked about this in my last video when I was making my cinnamon muffins. I have been using it ever since. Ironically, I don't have it on right now. It has been a quick favorite. I really like the color. It's a lightish brown, but you can also build it up. It's not sticky. It has a nice scent. As I mentioned, I've gotten other Rhode products and they have not been my favorite. They've been really gritty. This was definitely one of my standouts, and I will be wearing it a lot during the holiday season. Moving on to blush, this is the e.l.f. Halo Glow Beauty Wand Blush. I really liked this. It's really inexpensive. I just feel like e.l.f. products have really skyrocketed over the years. I remember in middle school where they were super, super cheap and they had no payoff and they just weren't good products. And this blush, I'm actually wearing it now. It's easy to build. It had a doe foot on it originally and I took it off. I don't know, I think you waste a lot of product by having the doe or the, I guess it's not a doe foot. It's more of a sponge at the top and I just squeeze it on my hand and then use a brush to apply it to my skin. There's a little bit of shimmer. It's not too much. It's not chunky. It's natural. It's easy to blend. Really liked this product. This is in the shade Rosé You Slay. It's been used and abused. I'm almost done with it. Another blush that I really liked is the Saie blushes in the shade Rosy. I really like Saie's packaging. This is another brand that I have bought a lot from this year. Really like that big doe foot applicator. I apply it right to my skin and then blend with the brush. Really like the shade. I do want to try the darker colors for the holiday season, maybe like a darkish purple. I really want to try this year. So this was definitely a standout. All right, moving on to highlighter. I'm not a huge highlighter fan because by the time I'm done with my makeup, I am really shiny and I like the natural glow. But if I use a highlighter, I really like the e.l.f. Halo Glow Beauty Wand. This is the same thing as the blush, the same packaging. This is in the shade Champagne. I don't really have much to say about this. It's nice, it's glowy, it's easy to apply, it's easy to blend. I mean, what do you really ask for like a cream product? Just hoping I can see it and it blends easy, and that's kind of the goal that I have with that. Moving on to contour. The Saie Dew Bronze Bronzer in the color Swim. I really like this. A little bit goes a long way with this product. The first time I used it, I didn't realize how pigmented it was, and then I ended up looking very dark. So just keep that in mind as you use it. This has the same doe foot applicator as the blush. It's clean products. I've been really working on changing out all of my skincare and makeup products all to clean ingredients, and I really like how now Ulta has the certified clean at the bottom of the product if it's a clean item or not. So I really like how Ulta did that. Also Sephora has that, going through what I can and changing it out with a clean item. Moving on to brows. I don't fill in my brows. I don't use a pencil. These are naturally my brows. They're pretty dark. I just use a brow gel. I don't use anything else besides a brow gel usually. Like 99% of the time I won't use anything but a brow gel. This is the Refy, another shout out to Refy, Brow Sculptor in the shade Clear. This is the little travel size one. The only thing I don't love about this product, when you pull it out of the tube, there is so much product on this brush. All of it is going in my brows and I'm like, I don't need this much product in my brows. but it's okay. It works really well. It keeps your brows there the whole entire day. But my favorite part about this product, if you pull it, there are two little sides here to set your brows how you want them to be, which I really like. This is something that I will bring with me when I go to a casting. I'll throw it in my bag because I always like to touch up my brows, making sure they look big and fluffy. They really make the face look finished, even if you don't have any makeup on. Rare Beauty Lifting Gel. This is just in clear. I really liked this one. This has an appropriate amount of gel on it when you pull it out. I wish the brush was a little bit bigger, but this was one that I really liked this year. Keeps them in place. For mascara, this was more of the end of the year. I used it a lot. This is the Tower 28 Make Waves mascara in the color Drift. I really like a brown mascara. I have blue eyes and I have a light colored hair, so using a brown mascara is my best friend. I really like the wand on this one, and it really separates your lashes. It doesn't make them look clumpy. It has a lot of product that comes out when you pull the wand out, which I really like, because a lot of the time I'll pull it out and I'm like, where's the product? It's not going on my lashes. It's taking me a long time to apply it. Also, the packaging is so cute. So, and another clean product that I traded out this year was this one. Moving on to eyeshadow palettes. These are two that I really liked. This is the Tartelette palette from Tarte. This is their Amazonian Clay matte palette. I don't really use a lot of shimmer. I don't really wear a lot of eyeshadow, to be fully transparent, but if I'm using some eyeshadow, it will be a light color, and then I'll use one of the darker shades. These shadows smell nice, which is kind of odd. Why are you smelling your eyeshadow, Miranda? It's just a plus. It adds to the experience, okay? My black shadow fell out, unfortunately, but I don't use a lot of black on my eye, so I guess it's fine. I'd be careful traveling with this one because since my one shadow broke, I think I did travel with it when it broke. So just be cautious of traveling with a palette in this size. To my next one, this is the Bobbi Brown Luxe Eye and Cheek palette. I've used this quite often. It has a highlighter in the center with 3 eyeshadows on each side. Some of them are shimmer. If I'm doing a shimmery eye, I'll use this one, which is so pretty. It's a light shimmer. It looks really pretty on the eye. I just apply it with my finger and then apply it to my eye. We'll just rub that in. It's fine, right? Add some shimmer to my hands. Shout out to my roommate Elise. She gave me this palette. Moving on to a setting spray. The One Size Until Dawn Mattifying Waterproof Setting Spray. I'm sure you've heard this from everyone and their mother, but it actually is really good. I had a travel size of this one and I decided to buy the bigger full size one when Sephora was having their sale. So I did it, I bought it. I was like, you know what, I use it. The only thing I don't love, it feels like I'm spraying hairspray on my face. So that's not super cute, but it does keep your makeup on all day. I've cried through this setting spray. It was a happy cry. It could have been a sad cry too, I don't remember. But I really like this one. And then the Refy Face Setter in clear. Really liked this one. It's nice, natural. This is such a nice spray. Like, look how nice this spray is. It feels nice, it feels refreshing. I feel awake, keeps me glowy, keeps everything where it needs to be. That's all I really asked from a setting spray. My last thing I have here is the, okay, I'm gonna mess up the pronunciation of this brand, L'Occitane en Provence. This is the dry skin hand cream. Now, this is not something that you put on your face. It's such a thick consistency. It's great for the winter. I have very, very dry skin. As I mentioned, I'm gonna show you the glow this gives when you rub this into your hands. It does have more of like a baby powder smell. It's the only thing I don't love about it, but it keeps your hands hydrated throughout the day. It gives my hands such a glow. It sinks in so fast. It's not oily, it's not greasy. It's thick. Like, I can see such a difference in my hand. Those are all my products, you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching my video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.